This will be a bit of probably like a repeat for some people, at least this question in the beginning. But I'm curious about your favorite Pokemon and how you got there. And I would actually like to hear your worst. I feel like people always ask like, "Oh, what's your favorite Pokemon?" But nobody asks like, "What's the Pokemon you hate the most?"
Oh, people know what Pokemon I hate the most. We'll get to that.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, my name online forever was Hiplup.
Mm-hmm.
Piplup is my favorite Pokemon. I
Mm-hmm.
have several Piplups around my office. And you know what I think it is? Because like Gen 4 was not my first generation of Pokemon. I've been playing since like Pokemon Red and Blue. But what I think it was Gen 4 came out. My family and I had moved to San Antonio, Texas for 3 years. So we like moved from Canada to Texas because my like mom had health things and we wanted to try going to the warmer climate. And then the banks failed in 2008 and we're like, all right, back to Canada.
Mm.
But I remember being like really lonely.
Mm.
And I remember Generation 4 coming out and just playing so much of Pokemon Diamond, like the summer. I think it was the summer that we moved there that it came
Mm-hmm.
out. And I didn't really have friends from school yet. I didn't know anybody. I'm in this
Yeah.
foreign country. It's just me and my siblings and my Piplup, man. So I feel like I really formed an attachment to Generation 4 and specifically to Piplup, I think, because of that
Aw.
move. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
why Piplup was my favorite. Also, he's a cute little penguin guy. What's up, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I did not know that. That's like it's like sad and heartwarming all at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, But and I like that you end up progressing like your name out of that. But go ahead.
Uh,
What's the worst?
least favorite is Oshawott. Anything from that line is just, it's a red flag if you like that Pokemon. I'm sorry.
Wait, why? He's so cute.
Look, man, it's actually because of Twitch.
Oh.
I I've had I think the two most serious like weird moderator things I had to deal with as a streamer had to do with different people that really made their personality out of Oshawott and Duat. And I just was like, if I see that Pokemon in someone's profile picture, immediately I'm on edge now. Immediately.
Oh my gosh. I did not know that it was that. Like, I knew it was serious. I don't know if I knew it was Oshawott.
Yeah.
Or now that I've become like a bit more aware of like some of the Pokemon and
Yeah.
like now that I like know a few more, I'm like, oh, but he's cute, you know?
You know, I love
But
otters. I love otters. It's a crying shame. It's a crying shame, but I just
poor
can't.
Oshawott getting bullied for no reason.
It's Oshawott's catching strays, but it's happened more than once.
That's so weird.
So
Huh.
your
Okay.
turn. What's your
I mean,
favorite?
I'll take it.
Least favorite?
Um
I know it's a bird, but continue.
look it's on my shirt.
Charizard. Okay.
Okay, I don't know. We've talked about this. Like I said, this is going to be kind of a repeat for some people, and hopefully there's new people listening and they would be able to catch up. I think my favorite is actually Charmander,
Okay.
and then Charmeleon is probably my least favorite. He looks like a punk ass kid, to be honest,
Out of
and he
all
kind of
of
was.
Pokemon, out of all like 1,000 Pokemon.
As of right now, no one can take
Wow.
Charmander's spot. I think he's the cutest thing. I love that he's a fire Pokemon.
No, I
He's
meant
got
the Charmeleon, your least favorite.
Oh, no. He's
Okay,
not.
okay,
He's
okay.
just my least favorite out of the evolution of them.
Sure.
And then Charizard holds a close second.
Right.
And then like there's some other ones that I've been discovering because like for everybody who's new here, I am just now kind of like starting my real like Pokemon like love affair here. I didn't grow up on Pokemon. Like I had a game when I was younger. I don't really remember playing it. Didn't watch a show. And now I've started collecting Pokemon cards. Like I've been learning, like the other day I sat and watched like a 10-minute video on how Ash found like Charmander and Charizard
Lorraine,
and like,
yeah.
yes. And I was heartbroken. I was crying watching him get abandoned by his first trainer. And then it was funny to like, I always thought Charmeleon looked, like I said, like a punk ass kid. And then he was like, yeah, and Charmeleon, when he evolved into Charmeleon, he didn't listen very well. And I was like, oh my God. So I'm just now kind of starting my lore and love into Pokemon. I've also picked a horrible time to try to start into like the card dealing.
Yeah, I've been seeing
know,
stuff
it's
all over the internet of
ridiculous.
people like camping out for multiple
Mm-hmm.
days to get like an ETB of the newest
Uh-huh.
set. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you see, I just don't get. I really would like someone to explain to me why now, because
It's a great question.
like there was a big surge in popularity a few years ago during the pandemic when like
Mm-hmm.
Logan Paul and Ludwig and
Uh-huh.
all these like and Moist Critical and like all these like big content creators were opening packs and packs and packs and like
Uh-huh.
opening vintage and there was just kind of this hype and craze around then. But I don't understand. Like, I don't see that. Like, I see all sorts of posts on Reddit of people scalping the shit out of the latest, like, Sword and
Mm-hmm.
Shield. But I haven't even really seen, like, content created around it outside of, like, the people who like Pokemon creators, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
but the hobby seems to have, like, stretched out beyond the sort of like niche, like it's gone into the
Yeah, I do.
mainstream.
I think there's a lot of people who definitely are just in it to like find like the quick fix of like you find like the chase card, you find the expensive one and then that's kind of it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I do think that it became a thing recently because I think Pokemon did something very smart with the TCG app
Oh
and
yeah.
being able to rip packs in an app
Mhm.
is what got me. I instantly was interested every day. There was a card I wanted. It was a freaking Gengar. I would rip 2 packs. I would spend $5 here and there to get more packs. Like
Yeah.
I was in it to find the card that I wanted. And after, like I remember, like towards the end, I was like, I'm done. No more. This is ridiculous. And then I finally got it, and
I remember.
then it was exciting again. And actually, no, it wasn't. I lied. Actually, I found that and I stopped. I stopped opening them. I was like, I'm done. But it did fuel a bit of like I want to open real packs. And at first, it was just like I want to open them, see what it's about, whatever. And then like I started just being more and more interested in like other people. Like my TikTok algorithm started to change. And I just started to like realize I'm like, oh, these are cute. And now I'm like, I think me and my friend are gonna play Arceus together.
Oh really?
And like I'm looking at like old games, like which ones do I want to play? And like I said, like I think I'm even like potentially gonna start the show and like put it on in like the background. I don't know if I'll have like a serious sit down watch.
The Indigo League era Pokemon show was awesome. Like I like obviously the Charmander episode it tears at your heartstrings, but honestly, if you watch it chronologically, there's an episode with Butterfree. I'm not going to spoil it, but that's all I have to say to the OG fans. It is the only cartoon to ever make me cry.
Wow. Oh, geez.
Yeah,
Then it'll probably make me cry.
it's great. It's a
But so yeah,
beautiful
I'm in
episode.
this like long-winded. We'll see how long it lasts. I think it's gonna be something that will carry on. I think obviously like right now there's definitely a part of me that's just enjoying the search of like
Yeah.
going out and finding Pokemon cards that are not scalper prices.
Did you ever play Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl?
I haven't played any of them. I only ever played Arceus and then one when I was younger, and that was it.
I think okay, the two that I think you should check out. I think you should check out the Let's Go games, like Let's Go
Mm-hmm.
Pikachu or Let's Go Eevee,
Mm-hmm.
because you can catch Charmander in there, and it's like kind of like bridges the gap between I think like the Arceus games and like the
Uh-huh.
classic games really well.
Yeah.
And then honestly, I think you should check out the Gen 4 remakes on Switch at some point.
Yeah. Okay. I haven't quite gotten to there and I just started a new game. So like
Yeah.
it's definitely at the top of my list of like wanting things to do because I am the type of person like once I get into something, it becomes my entire personality. So I am very on the Pokemon kick right now.
I love it.
And I really have enjoyed it. I got like a binder. I have like all of my favorite cards in there. We get back my Charmander card this week.
Ooh, Charizard.
Charizard, sorry, yeah. Charizard card this week. Did I already look at it? Yes, I already know
Are
what
we
it's coming
happy?
back as. Yeah.
That's great.
Would it be now, do you want me to just tell you what it is?
Sure.
I was hoping a 10, But I knew realistically it was probably gonna be a 9, and it was a 9.
Hey, that's
But
not
that's
bad.
still cool. Yeah, I'm excited. Like my husband was like, "Oh man," and I was like, because he was like, "There's such a big gap of money, like what it's worth between a 9 and a 10." I was like, as cool as it would have been to have a 10, like been to be able to be like, I have a card that's worth like $300, whatever. I was like, I'm more excited to have a card that I ripped, like that it's mine. It's my favorite Pokemon. I found it on my own. We traveled from fucking Vegas to here and then sent it off. Like. I think it's super cool.
And it was on your birthday. It was on a milestone birthday too.
Yeah,
So
that too.
so it's like that. It's the memory, right? You're not gonna sell it. That's why, like, because
that's the thing. I'm not gonna sell it. I wouldn't sell it.
I never got into the TCG of Pokemon, but I was for a long time a dedicated Magic the Gathering player. And frankly, if I told you what some of the cards I own cost, you would judge me really hard. But I never like really cared about, oh, my card's value is appreciating or depreciating. It was just like, I want to play with these pieces of cardboard and I'm never going to sell them. So I don't care if something gets reprinted to hell and something I bought at, $200 is now $50 or $4. I don't care.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like pulling a fucking expensive card is fucking
it's awesome.
So exciting. It is a great high. But there's like other cards that I'm definitely chasing that are like worth like nothing. It stings because there's a specific card that I've been looking for forever, and it's in Obsidian Flame, and it's a Cleffa. It's very beautiful. I think I've talked about it before.
Yeah.
My friend Liv pulled it, and now the problem is I have the chase card from Obsidian Flame. I also have opened way too many of those looking for that fucking Cleffa that now I'm like, I'm just going to go buy it.
Yeah.
I can't buy any more of those packs. Like, it's just repeats for me at this point. Anyways, all that to say, worst Pokemon. This is hard for me. I have a few that I really just don't like, but I'm basing it off of like very limited knowledge too.
Yeah.
But fucking Pidgey, the dumb bird, kick rocks. And any of the Lickitung, those give me the fucking creeps.
Lickitung,
like I literally gives me. I feel like I'm coming out with a lot of like really like probably stereotypical answers that everybody's like, okay, yeah, nobody likes.
I actually think Pidgey's a bit of a hot take.
Really?
I do.
I think it's because literally
I don't even think it's the worst bird in that generation is the thing.
Oh, I hate that little stupid shithead.
But you compare it to Spearow?
No, Pidgey just is horrible. I just don't like him. He's in every fucking pack that I open. Like, I don't want, like, I literally have 2 full art Pidgeys. I'm like, I would take anything else but this stupid fucking Pidgey bird. He's everywhere. I will say though, there is the ETB for Obsidian Flame. The card is a chase card for me. Like, I'm gonna end up buying it because I'm not gonna buy ETB at this point because it's the promo card in there.
Yeah.
It is Charmander sitting in a window with a Pidgey outside, and he's got like his head pressed against the glass staring at it, and I'm like, oh, see, this is exactly why I love you the most. We have the same ill feelings about Pidgey.
That's very interesting because I feel like Charmander, Charizard is a very popular like favorite Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. So I'm learning.
But I almost I feel like a lot of people that I talk to that Charizard is their favorite Pokemon. They've been playing since they've been around since the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And Charmander was their first Pokemon, and that they picked it because Cool Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Even though that makes the first game a lot harder. So I do find it interesting that now there's a whole world of 1,000 Pokemon, and you're still like, no, Pokedex entry number 7, let's go. Or no, 4, 1, I can't remember. It goes Bulbasaur. It's either 4 or 7. I've lost my street cred.
I mean, there's lots of there are a few other ones that are very close. Like, I love Jirachi.
Yeah.
Jirachi just is the cutest little baby I've ever seen. Basically, if you show me any of the evolutions and there's a baby version, like a Charmander, or is Squirtle the first one before he evolves?
Yes.
Okay. I don't hate Squirtle. I don't love Squirtle, but love Squirtle. Any of the baby ones, done.
Sure.
Love all the baby Pokemons. Um, Guys, literally, we're talking about Pokemon because we're going to talk about Pokemon the rest of this. This is why I've allowed this conversation to go on this long, because
Absolutely.
it's all gonna come back when we talk about our hot topic here in a second.
But tell me about your life. What have you been playing? What have you been doing?
So, like I said, I've been doing a lot of Pokemon hunting for cards. Me and my husband, he entertained the idea yesterday and was like, okay, I'll go out with you. And I've been on I know where to find Pokemon cards. The problem is finding them at MSRP. That's a lot harder. And so on the Pokemon website, you can find their vending machines and where they are and stuff. And so that we have, I don't know, we have a handful. It depends on how far you want to drive. But we drove 40 minutes down to a town that we like anyways, and kind of bebopped around all the way back up to home. I think I went to 5 Pokemon vending machines.
Wow.
2 Targets, 2 Walgreens, and a Dollar General. Came home with nothing.
Oh my gosh.
Not a damn thing. I spent 3 hours out of my house. So super into that. Been watching way too much TikTok and Instagram just of other people opening Pokemon cards. And then we recently, oh my God, we finished Righteous Gemstones.
Okay, you've been messaging me about this. You really enjoyed it.
It's so okay. Let me just give a mild warning.
Go for it. Yeah.
It is it's very raunchy. Okay. It is fucking funny, but I do not believe that the show is for everybody. Sure. So anybody who's listening, they're like, oh, I like to watch the things that Lizzie watches. Maybe, I don't know. This is very raunchy. Okay. So just take that with a grain of salt. You may see some penises. Okay.
Oh no.
And you may hear a lot of Virgil? What is the word? Help me out here.
Verbal?
No, not verbal.
Vulgar?
Thank you. That one. There's a lot. It's just a lot. But we had so much fun watching the show. Me and my husband, I don't think we've laughed at a show like that in so long. Absolutely screaming, hilariously funny. But they do a really good job, because I think there's shows like that where it's really funny, and then they try to add a good plot line. It's this is just corny. Mm-hmm. And it was in some moments, but for the most part, I was in it the whole time. I was like, this is great. I want to know what's going to happen. It was a good array of emotions. There was moments where I was just laughing, but then there was some moments where I was especially towards the end, I was oh my God, what is about to happen? So it really does they do a very good job at just covering their bases along the way. And we finished it last night, and I was I was very bummed. I was what am I going to do? That was good. It would be a rewatch for me. I'd rewatch it in a heartbeat.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's high praise.
So as far as TV shows, we did that. And then I just last night started Expedition 33. Mm-hmm. And I was a little worried because turn-based gaming is not really my thing.
But it's going to be.
Yeah, I was I don't know, but I've been in a gaming lull lately. I don't know what I want to do. I've tried 4 games, nothing has sparked my interest. I tried what's the one that Oblivion. I tried Oblivion. I only played for 20 minutes, but I just couldn't get into it. Wasn't what I was looking for. So started Expedition 33 last night, and I'm telling you, within the first 10 minutes, I was oof. I could really like this. And then I was okay, but I'm still a little worried about the combat side. Mm-hmm. Played a little bit into it and was oh no, full in. I like the story. They did a great job at kicking it off and making you instantly interested in what's going on. I have a lot of questions. I'm enjoying the fight style. All of it, I'm okay, yeah, I could be down for this.
Oh, nice.
So nice. I'm excited to keep playing.
And it's a good you play a game that you like with turn-based combat, and then when you do it in Pokemon, it doesn't seem as bad, You're just learning.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's really just about it. I am excited. We have a Pokemon Fest that we will be traveling to go do next weekend, and that'll be the first time going into a Pokemon lots of other Pokemon people. Wow. I would love to do my first trade. Like I said, I have a Pidgey in there.
Yeah.
I have one that I think is worth $30.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
gonna see if I can't trade it out for
like
something else.
take this Pidgey off.
Here,
my
anybody,
hand.
isn't it great? It's awesome. Don't you want it? So yeah, I'm super excited about that too. But how have you been? What's been going on?
Oh, I've been great. So this weekend was like it's like a marathon weekend, like running, road racing, in a close to where I live. So I ended up running because I've been running a lot, like 50 kilometers a week, or 30, 40 miles a week for you people on the weird system.
Yep.
And I've been training like for like 5Ks. So I ran a 5K yesterday and then a 10K today on like tired legs, but had a lot of fun. It was just like a great vibe. Like it was close enough to where I live that it felt like a hometown crowd. And I ended up, running some pretty good times, and I had some friends and family and coworkers like come out and support with signs.
Aw.
It was really wholesome. It was really wholesome. So I'm.
Have
Oh,
I ever told you that my sister runs too? She's a big runner. Ran her 5th Boston
ooh,
Marathon
good for her.
the other not too long ago.
Good for her.
Yeah. I every single time you mention running, I always think I'm like, oh, y'all got something in common.
Yeah, I was like an elite track athlete through high school, and then I kind of stopped for 12 years, and I started up again this January.
Yeah.
So it's been, I guess kind of in the fall, but like really in January is when I started training again. And it's been great, but I am so exhausted.
Yeah.
I ran.
I can't walk up a set of stairs.
Same. Right now. I ran in, an 18-minute 5K yesterday and a 39-minute 10K today. So I'm just dead.
Wait, today?
Yeah, like a couple hours ago.
Oh my God, you're wild. I'd be like, Lizzie, I'm out.
No,
dead to the world. See you later.
No, I'm like, Lizzie, we have a schedule to keep. We've been consistent. I'm proud of us. So that's the only reason I'm here. No, and I also like doing it. And then as far as like gaming and media goes, I've been, I think I talked about it on the last episode that I watched Netflix's Temptation Island. And then, so the USA Network had done Temptation Island like years ago with the same host, might I add, and a very similar sort of setup. Different production team. Like the Netflix definitely has a higher quality show. And I was like, you know what? I need to continue to binge trashy reality TV. So I went and watched the USA Network Temptation Island. And let me tell you, what a ride. What a ride. Only the first two seasons of that are worth watching, but what a ride. So I did that while I've been inching closer and closer to Stardew Perfection. Stardew Valley and Bloons Tower Defense are like the only two things that are like my brain will let me deal with right now. It's helped me not doom scroll the news, and has just it's just such a great escape.
Yeah,
so I'm close. I'm getting close. I think I need the big thing that's left for me is friendship. Getting friendship with everyone is going to be a pain. I have 2 coops.
Yeah, you have me and Jess, and then.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, no, I meant.
I know it's a joke.
Yeah, no, I have other friends.
When I played Stardew Valley with the friendship, I had a mod that actually I downloaded because I hated that you had to keep up with friendship.
Yeah.
In that game. So what I would do is I downloaded that one where it's like once you got it up to a certain point, it didn't decrease.
Sure.
Because otherwise it drove me nuts.
See, what I've been doing is just ignoring like the friendship barb, and all I do is I keep my wife happy. And
who's your wife in Stardew?
Leah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, salads are very cheap. I can just give her a salad every couple of days, and that's her love gift. And then I've been hoarding rabbit's feet. I have 2 deluxe coops that have an auto petter, an auto grabber, and 12 rabbits, and they don't leave the coop. they just sit in the coop, and I hoard them for all the rabbit's feet I can. And
Who needs rabbit's feet?
everyone except for Penny.
Oh,
Everyone loves. It's a
yeah. Because
universal
isn't
love.
she a gem eater?
I'm not sure. I do intend to use diamonds for Penny, but yeah, people in in Pelican Town just really like the feet of rabbits. I don't know. I don't get it either, but that is my plan. That I will be.
Okay.
Hopefully by the next time we talk, I will have achieved perfection. And
How long have you been working on this?
I
Because I feel like I just recently realized that you were doing this. Like a few weeks ago, you like Snapchatted me something about it, and I was like, I don't know if I knew you were doing this.
So I did like the community center and Ginger Island during when the 1.6 came out, like the last update came out, and then I put it down for like a year or two.
Okay.
And then I said, you know what? I need to play Stardew. I don't want to start over. So I'm just going to try to get perfection. And once I do that, I'm thinking about I think I'm just going to continue on the farming sim life. I might play one of the Story of Seasons games.
I have a fucking list of them, so we'll have to chat about what you play next.
I'm really interested in Fields of Mystria, but I almost want to wait for the full release because I think it comes out soon. So I think I'm just on that farming sim grind right now.
I feel like we had this conversation and I was on my farming. Well, not as deep. I think it's because, again, I've been in a gaming lull for quite some time.
Sure.
But I think like 2 or 3 episodes ago, I had said, I was back on my farming sim. I was playing Coral Island. I gave up quickly. It kind of, those in the Sims, like I kind of circle through every once in a while where I'll be like, oh, I want to play this, and I'll play for like a few weeks and then I'll give it up. But they are good, like do whatever kind of games.
For sure. On the topic, this is completely a pivot away from farming sims, but on the topic of friendship, I had the craziest thing happen to me this week. Okay,
I'm listening.
So my friend Jason just moved in.
Oh, so you do have more friends.
I do. I have another friend.
3.
Three.
The gang's all here. Yeah. You know the SpongeBob meme?
Yeah. He moved in with his partner. They've been together for several years now, and they just got an apartment around the corner from where I live.
Oh, that's fun.
And we went to their place to play board games and do a little housewarming. Which I already thought, I thought we were going for the housewarming more than the board games because we have the board game table, so why would we go anywhere else? But we're sitting there chatting, they're having wine. I don't drink anymore, but we were chatting, and Jess is like, Jason, aren't you going to give us a tour? He's like, oh yeah, let me give you a tour. And we tour the apartment, and it's sort of the layout is they have a living room area, and then they have an office with a bathroom and a walk-in closet, because I think it's supposed to be a 2-bedroom, but they're just doing the 1-bedroom thing. So they had a walk-in closet, massive bathroom on one side, and then they show us the bedroom, and then he opens the door to his bathroom, and every decoration in that bathroom.
Oh my God, I forgot about this.
Is a photo of my theater headshot. I'm talking the curtain, the shower curtain, the bath mat, the mat that he put around the toilet, the toilet seat cover. They had a little candle holder that had my face engraved in it, that's those prizes they give out in Severance with the cubes
where it's inside of it. You have to put it on the light. Yeah.
He had just had photos of me everywhere. It was you could the cup holder for his toothbrush was just a very stretched out version of that same headshot. I think there was 40 things. I think he spent $400 on Temu just for this guy.
Is that what? Oh, jeez. He bought it all from Temu. Yeah. Oh, dear.
And he told me it was because that was the only room in the apartment he was allowed to decorate. And I was like, what is this?
Wild. I saw it and I genuinely was like, is this real? Or is
It's
this
real.
some kind of weird AI generated thing that like a friend sent to you as like a joke? And I remember I messaged Alex and I was like, what is this? And he was like, this is like an actual friend's bathroom. And I was like, no fucking shot.
But the thing is, like, they're going to have to keep it. They're going to have to keep some amount of my face around for a while.
That's wild. I'll tell you what. I'm good friends with a lot of people. I'm not doing that.
No, I was flattered. I was like, wow, they love me.
Did you walk in and you're just like, what the actual hell?
I was really taken aback. I was speechless. Because
That's
A, it's
crazy.
so funny. He's like one of the funniest people I ever met. And B, I was like, oddly flattered. Like,
That's crazy, dog.
like, you don't do that to someone you hate.
Yeah, true.
So I was like, wow, I think I have concrete proof that they at least like kind of like me.
You'll be invited back.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and it's good because this is the same friend who officiated my wedding. So
Oh,
you know,
well, yeah.
he did in a sense marry me and Jess. So
Yeah.
wow. So it's been 30 minutes. Shall we dive into our topic at hand? Okay, Lizzie.
Let's talk about Pokemon some more.
We're going to talk about Pokemon some more. If our dear listeners have not heard enough about Pokemon, we are playing a game. It's a little game I like to call Pokemon Pet or Pest, Lizzie.
Hey, remember, guys, for those of you who are listening, we'll tell you what we're looking at. But anybody who also wants to see it, I'll make sure that this one goes on YouTube. I know I say that a lot. I'm sorry I'm slacking. I'm sorry I'm a slacker. I'm trying to get better on the Instagram side. If you guys follow us on Instagram, I have been posting more pictures, okay? I'm waiting for somebody.
I'll send some pictures.
To send some more stuff. But you know what? I got some pictures that I'm using right now, but it's okay. But this one will for sure go on YouTube, especially because there is a visual thing that we're doing today.
I will say, for those who feel, gypped, it's not the most impressive slideshow I've ever made. And it really is just some pictures of Pokemon. I've been a little tired today.
Hey, you have a good reason.
So if you're, listening to your drive to work or while doing chores, that's okay. All right. So, Pokemon Pet or Pest.
Okay.
The premise is very simple, Lizzie.
Okay.
I'm going to show you a picture of a Pokemon.
Okay.
And then you're going to have to tell me whether or not you would want it as a pet.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
We have 10 Pokemon to go through.
Okay.
First one, I think, is a pretty easy answer. We got Lily.
Oh, it's just a puppy.
It's Lillipup. Who would want just a little puppy?
Yeah, I think pet. Why not? The only reason that I say maybe not is if I have these two goons that I already have in my house, I cannot take on a third dog. Right. So it's like, is this pet have to be like with the pets I already have?
No,
because that might change a lot of my answers.
No, this is like just in general,
just standalone
in a vacuum.
Okay.
But I picked Lillipup because I think he is one of the and really the whole evolutionary line are like emblematic of just like, these are just pets. Mm-hmm. Lillipup, just a little dog.
Is a dog. Yeah. I'd take him. I feel like I could pick him up too, which would be cool.
Absolutely.
Like he's small enough for me to like just carry.
And honestly, his evolutions continue to just be dogs that you would see like on the street, kind of. Okay. Charmander.
A baby! Of course I would take him.
You would take...
He could burn down my house and I would still love you. I would just pick him up. Look at the teethers, okay? And these little paws. I love the teethers, to be honest.
Look, I think Charmander is a very cute Pokemon. But it's not could. He will burn down your house. He has open flame. Open flame. You know what?
And if me and him were stuck out in the wilderness together, I'd be all right. He'd keep me warm.
Unless it rains.
Well, that's why we build him a little shelter. He'll be all right.
And
I would throw my body over him to keep him safe, okay?
You would get burnt.
I'd be all right.
What? But then what happens when he evolves?
Alex is like, you are being unrealistic here. Okay, then I take care of that punk ass kid, and then he'd get bigger, and then Charizard, and then all my life problems would be over. Okay,
Wow.
I'd have a dragon. I also have a big dragon problem. I literally have a dragon plushie that sits on my bed. Okay, guys, like,
That's dope. I did not know that about you.
yeah,
All right. All right. Next one. Wooloo. It's a cute little sheep. Little
I don't
rotund
want it.
little
I'll
sheep.
be honest, I don't want a sheep.
But he's the most huggable looking sheep.
He is very cute. I will be honest. Like, I do feel like I could hug him. Like, I see real sheep. I'm like, y'all are dirty.
Wait till you see Wooloo like in a game setting. They like roll around. They turn into a little ball and they roll. It's very cute.
Okay, you've convinced me. I'd put him in my backyard. Sure, why not? I got a fenced in backyard. I got lots of grass.
You could
Go
get
cut
some
the grass
hay.
that my husband's currently angrily mowing right now. So you know what?
Hey, if you had a sheep, maybe you wouldn't
Yeah.
have a lawn because it would eat all the grass. So
True.
Yeah.
This could be a win-win situation for everybody.
yeah. Gengar,
Gengar! I love this little sucker. I'll take him.
you'll take him.
I'll take him.
I'll respect that. But you know what? I've been thinking about ghost Pokemon a lot and whether or not I would want them in my house. And I don't think I would. I don't want a haunted house.
No, I trust Gengar to shoot any other ghosties.
That's fair.
Shoot.
Gengar
You know?
does.
I actually don't know a lot about Gengar. I just think he is the funniest looking little thing.
Okay, then I will not spoil. If you end up watching the Pokemon show, I will not spoil anything about Gengar because honestly, in the first kind of like arc, like Ash's like up until the Orange Islands, like I think Gengar is one of the better like kind of Pokemon characters in the show. He shows up for like just one arc during one of the gyms, and it's really good. It's a really good.
Okay. I take him.
Okay. I'll respect that. I won't fight as tooth and nail about Gengar as I would Charizard for safety concerns. But
Me and Charmander would live our best life. Okay.
because you know what? I think there are people out there who would really dig having a haunted house. And
True.
we're not gonna yuck someone else's yum, you know?
All exclusive here. Inclusive, not exclusive. A Pikachu. I think, okay, and tell me if I'm wrong, as somebody who is not in, like, really immersed in the full, like, world of Pokemon.
Yeah.
I personally feel like Pikachu is a very underrated Pokemon. Do a lot of people love Pikachu, or am I missing it? I just feel like Pikachu might just be, like, the shiny, like, this is Pokemon, kind of thing.
Pikachu is the mascot for Pokemon.
Yeah.
But I don't know of many people who Pikachu is like their favorite. There's certainly
Yeah.
out there. But like, Pikachu's a main character in the anime, or was up until Ash leaves the anime. I feel like all the branding is Pikachu related. There's certainly a lot of people. I think a lot of people resonate with Pikachu because of how cute. I think Pikachu was like the original like cute baby. And I think a lot that's why they kind of picked Pikachu as like the pseudo mascot for the series, because very cute Pokemon.
Yeah, I just I see I'm like, you're not just like, I don't know, to me Pikachu, you're not just like the mascot. Like, you look at you, you're so cute. I'd take you home with me.
Now, this is my opportunity to reveal something about me. See, I really thought out all of these choices for what Pokemon I was going to show. But I am deathly afraid of mice. I've had some traumatic experiences with mice in the past. And Pikachu's an electric mouse. And I don't want any mice.
A mouse.
Pikachu is a mouse. And I don't want any rodents in my house.
Pikachu looks more like a dog. I can see where the mouse thing comes from. But to me, what? You're telling me that you wouldn't let Pikachu in your house, and like
Correct.
Pikachu, you could be the only mouse, one,
No.
and you can shock the rest of them.
Mice, not even once. All right.
How do you enjoy New York City? Because I was scared shitless to go into the subway because I was like, if I see a rat, that would be the last thing I do.
Because I've seen many a rat in New York City and London, and even in the London Underground, I saw several rats. However, they're not where I eat and sleep. So that is where I draw the line. And I think pets you invite into the space where you eat and sleep. So for me, while I objectively think Pikachu's a very cute Pokemon,
Uh-huh.
I don't think I could personally have it as a pet because I don't like mice. It's
Do you mind
irrational.
sharing one of your mice stories? Because now I'm curious what happened to you
So
that.
I lived in the oldest continually operating residence, I think, in the English Commonwealth,
Mm-hmm.
at least in Canada, for a while. Um, it looked like it was a very regal, entirely carpeted. I think it was built in like the 1800s. Like it's an old building.
Mm-hmm.
And I was working as a residence assistant, and it was a very chill job. Well, kind of. There were less parties and more mental breakdowns.
Oh.
Um, so anyway, but it was an old building near where they loaded in food for like the cafes and the engineering building on
Mm-hmm.
my campus. So I had a mouse problem in my room, and I caught over the course of a month and a half, from December until the middle of January, I caught 18 mice in
Oh
traps.
my God.
And let me tell you, it didn't stop at 18. I gave up. So I spent the rest of that school year in a room that every once in a while I walk in and would see a mouse scatter away, or like just kind of there's like a musk that mice leave behind when they
Oh
are in a
hell
room for a
no.
while, and I'd walk in and it was like smell like mice, and I'd be like, oh, mice were here. So that is why I don't like mice.
Hell
And
no.
that is why I'm like not where I eat and sleep, because I've woken up with them in my bed. I woke up one time to one being like getting its I can't even talk about it. I can't talk about it on the podcast because I don't want to trigger people. I don't want to upset people. I just it's upsetting. So I don't like mice in my
Ugh.
living space.
Yeah.
Out in the wild, if I'm out on a little forest hike and I see a mouse, that's
It's all
great.
good.
If I'm walking through New York, like I've never experienced. I've had bed bugs in New York. I've never had rodents in my room in New York. So
Scare the shit out of me.
yeah, it was not fun. But so going to New York right now has not been tarnished by rodents. Maybe
Mm.
someday. But I'm very like
Mm.
when I go to New York, I'm like, no food in the room. If you want to get snacks, we get it the day we're leaving, and we take them with
Uh-huh.
us.
Uh-huh.
So
Oh, nope. Okay, I mean, I get it, but still, nah. I also think of like all of these guys. Like, I see Pikachu, and I'm like, I don't think Pikachu would be mouse size.
they're bigger, yeah,
Yeah, like I would see Pikachu more as like a plushie size.
for sure.
And again,
By design.
like it's kind of like Stitch, where like Stitch was kind of dog like,
Yeah.
and Lilo could just like pick him up. I see Pikachu, and I'm like, I just pick you up and take you with me.
Fair.
I take
Very
him.
fair. Okay, the next Pokemon, Picky Peck.
He's a little cute guy.
Okay, I didn't know if your disdain for Pokemon birds went to
No,
like
it's just pitchy.
just okay. And also, I guess it brings up the like, because again, this is just a bird, right?
Uh-huh.
It's a cute.
It's very
bird.
cute.
It's
Yeah.
probably I think like the cutest design for any of the like regional birds,
Mm-hmm.
and he evolves into a toucan, which is pretty cool.
Aw.
But I'm like, I guess this comes into like, would you have a bird as a pet? Is that like
I had a bird as pet
really?
as a kid. Yep.
What kind of bird?
Yep. He was a little who I don't know. I want to say he was like some kind of uh I don't know. He was little. He was only like about this big. He was blue and green. Like they're like the
Like a budgie?
I don't think so. I think budgies are a bit smaller and chunkier.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but they're like the very stereotypical. Like if you go into like a PetSmart or like a pet store, they probably have like they're probably like the
Okay.
cheaper ones. They're not like a big exotic pet. They're very small. And he was blue, and he was really my mom's.
Right.
And and yeah, I remember we had him because I was born in New Hampshire, and then we moved to South Carolina, and we had him in New Hampshire. And I remember he traveled with us to South Carolina, And yeah, we had him for a while. And I'll be honest, when he passed away, we were living in an apartment at the time, and while our house was being built, and my mom went and she buried him in like the back. We lived like the apartment was like on a lake, and my mom like went out there, like buried him like under a tree. It was very sad. She was very sad. I felt really bad. Like I was like meh about this bird, but he was really cute, you know, and he'd fly around and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know if I'd want a bird in this lifetime right now.
Very fair.
I'd say no.
Very fair. I had a friend, actually same partner of other friend who decorated bathroom to look like me. She had a crow growing up.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, that's so cool. I've never heard of a pet crow.
I would be scared, but I have heard that they're incredibly smart.
Yeah.
That like, especially if you find them like out and about, like you bring them things, they do genuinely bring you back like trinkets that they think is valuable to you. And I think that's wild. Like they remember people. They're supposed to be super smart, but they do give me a bit of the heebie-jeebies.
For sure.
Huh.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Let's go on to the next Pokemon. Mr. Mime. No. I agree. Why no?
You want to talk about heebie-jeebies? He's creepy. I don't like it. I don't like him. No. I ran into him the first time I ever had an encounter with him was in Arceus. Didn't like it then. Don't like it now.
See, Mr. Mime for me is emblematic of an entire class of Pokemon that always has given me kind of the ick, where it's like the ones that are a little too human-like. I actually find that with a lot of more recent like lines of starters. They're all like, you know, bipedal, like vaguely human looking folks. And you know, there's no judgment, but I'm just like Mr. Mime just looks like a guy without a nose and like a funny hair. So I would agree with you on this.
Again, like I like the ones that I feel like I could pick up like a small dog, like and take with me. And Mr. Mime, I feel like we'd be like doing this and he'd just like come through the door and no. And I'm not super scared of clowns, I'll be honest, but he reminds me a little bit too much of a clown too.
Fair. Ash's mom actually has a Mr. Mime as a pet.
I do remember that, actually. That's wild.
Yeah. All right. We're going to move on. We're going to move on to Linoon.
This one I don't know.
Linoon's he's like a little ferret.
Okay. So just the other day, I was watching a video of ferrets and how people like they take them home, and I was like in the perfect world, yes. Realistically, no. So I'd have to say no to this one too, because like as cute as it is, and again, I think like pick it up, put it in a purse, take it with me to go shopping, whatever. No.
That's fair.
No.
I think Linoon's a cool design. I actually really like Linoon. It's one of my, well, actually I don't know if I call it one of my favorites, but it's a Pokemon I use a lot in game. I had neighbors that had pet ferrets, and they always kind of weirded me out. They would take their ferrets for walks.
I've seen that a lot.
And it's I don't know if it's a flex or ferrets need the stimulation, you know? People like taking the ferrets for a walk because they don't have enough friends to like show off the ferret to, or is it like the ferret needs to go outside?
I do think, okay, so like I said, I was just watching a video about a ferret, and there was the lady, like she had so many different things for her ferret to do, and it makes me wonder if they do need some kind of like simulation of sorts. Like it also makes me wonder, like, were they meant to be house pets? Because like kind of like gerbils. Have you ever sat down and been like, where do you actually come from? Because like me, I'm like a gerbil is just a house pet, but like, does it come from somewhere?
I mean they do have a lot of similarities to like guinea pigs and stuff. So I almost but I do wonder if, and maybe that's something to look up, is like at some point, not right now, if gerbils are like kind of like a selectively bred, so only exist in captivity type animal, because they're so cute. Like how do they function?
Yeah,
you know, that's
so. I also like have this quarrel in my mind of like, are you meant to be a house pet? I guess none of the Pokemon are meant to be ish. I guess they do thrive at being like with the trainer and stuff, but I don't know. I look at them and like, I don't think I could put you in a house and feel good about it.
Fair. Lanoon, not even once. The next Pokemon, Zangoose.
Uh, okay, so this one's also a new one to me. I'm gonna say no. This little dude look like he might beat my ass. I'll be honest.
I think Zangoose could beat most people's ass.
Uh huh.
Zangoose has a lot. He has claws that aren't showing there.
Uh huh.
He
He'd take me down in a heartbeat.
yeah. You know what? I I was trying to find something because I felt like I had a lot of like bebes on the list. So I was like, all right, I need to find a Pokemon that looks tough. And this is a tough looking guy.
Every baby that you put on there, I probably would say yes, and every tough one, I probably will say no. And you'd see the pattern very quickly of which way I went.
That's very fair. All right, next. I think this is the last one.
Oh my
Dragon.
god, yes.
Do you
Dragon.
want the upkeep of a dragon in your house?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
I take it. Him, Charizard, both of them. Dragons, let's go. Y'all and me, buddies forever. If I could ride a dragon, if they had dragons in real life today, 100%. I would try to go tame a dragon if I could.
Are you gonna watch the new like How to Train Your Dragon live action film that comes out?
I don't know because probably at some point. I loved that movie. I love Toothless. I think he's very, very, very cute and dopey and stuff. And I just finished I didn't finish. I ended up not getting through the last book. I need to pick back up. But I ended up just reading Fourth Wing, which is all about dragons.
Yeah.
And stuff. So I think maybe at some point I might dive into trying. I have a weird stance on the remake live action films. I don't know how I feel about it.
See, I've never watched How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh, really?
Really, really.
Oh, it's cute.
I just didn't. It didn't cross my path at the right time in life.
Yeah.
But I've heard nothing but good things. I think for me, like Dragon media that I really, latched onto. I loved the Christopher Paolini like inheritance books growing up, like Aragon, Eldest. Those were like books I read on repeat, like when I was a kid. They were really good.
Yeah, so if you show me a dragon for the most part, I would probably be like, yeah, 100%. I'd, again, put him in the backyard. Him, Charizard, hang out in the backyard, be hopefully happy as two pigs and shit.
That's great. All right, I think that's the list.
That's it? That's it?
I think
that
so.
was fun. I enjoyed that actually.
It was a lot of fun.
That was good. Cute little babies, and then some oddballs in there too.
You got to throw in some oddballs.
Yeah. You want to know something crazy? I don't know what our peeps have been doing out there, but we're very much closing in on 900 downloads, which is crazy. I know.
I think we'll get to 1,000 before we get to a full year of episodes.
When is a full year? Full year.
I think we started in August.
Coming up soon-ish in June.
Was our
first episode was June 9th.
How did I do that last June?
Yeah.
Last June was like the busiest period of my life.
So I think maybe if we really push, if I can really push some stuff on social media, maybe, and I would love for that to happen. It would be really cool to hit 1,000 before we get to the 1 year. But I will say, I mean, this morning, I woke up, mind you, at 10 o'clock. There was 11 downloads.
Oh my gosh. Way to go.
Yeah. Yesterday, there was 10. So, if we could keep up this, cadence, I think we'd be okay. But just want to say thanks per normal, guys. Y'all are awesome. And we hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Hey, FYI, more or less for Alex and for you guys, I think what's going to start happening is I'm going to start posting these instead of Sunday night. I'm going to start posting these on Monday morning, just so you guys know. It's going to be kind of early. You guys it will pop up hopefully on your way to work or before. But it's just going to help me get some editing of the stuff done and whatnot, just for y'all's information. So you guys will start probably seeing it on Monday morning instead of Sunday night. We'll see how it goes, and if it's like you guys are like, hey, no, I need it my Sunday night, I got stuff to do, need to download it earlier, cool, we can make that happen too. No biggie.
It's not like people are watching The Last of Us on Sunday night, so Might as well
My
watch this
husband
show.
is straight up like, I don't want to watch it. He's so over it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But thank you guys. We appreciate you guys, and we'll see you guys next time.